Hello my fellow Palians. In this video I'm going to show you some group select tricks that may become in handy when you are decorating on your plot. For these group select tricks I like to use a certain tool, which I'm going to show you how to make it. You need two builder's pillars, a builder's crate, a ceiling item and a wall item. And for the wall item it really matters which one you use, because not every wall item will work for this. First, you place your builder's pillar on the side of your crate. Then you place a ceiling item underneath it, which you can just place there. Then you place it on top of the other pillar. I like to use the bellflower wall cabinet for this because it works, and I will also show you that it won't work with, let's say, a shelf. So what you can do with this tool is to place any kind of builder's block or any kind of item with a placeable surface on top of it, on the side or even on the underside of any builder's block. For instance, you can normally not place this table or this builder's block on the side of this builder's pillar. But when you place your tool on this table or on this block, and you then group select on the cabinet, you can place it on the side of the pillar. Well, just to show you, this doesn't work when you try to group select it with a shelf, because then it just won't go there. It says this is not a placeable location for it. When you don't want your table in the exact center of this pillar, which it will always tend to do when you place it there, you can always use the cancellation method. And the cancellation method, I won't go into great detail in this video over it, but I can give you a short demonstration. You can basically float your table with it more to the left, to the right, more above it and more under it. In this case I will move it slightly above and a bit to the right. So how this works, you grab your wall, you move it the exact distance that you want it to the right, and you pull something out of your inventory to cancel the placement. And then you grab your pillar, you move it slightly above it, where it was, cancellation with pulling something out of your inventory, and then group select, place the table on top of the side of this pillar, and then reset the wall by just placing it normally. And you see the table has moved the exact distance as I moved the wall and the shelf. Just as a note, I have found that not every item with a placeable surface on top of it will go on the side of the builder's blocks. So you have to play around with it a bit to find out what will work. I also have found some ways around it for some items, like this stone yardwork pillar. If you try to place it directly on top of the side, it just won't go there. But if you move it slightly to the side, it will go there. Also, for some reason, any metal flooring that you try to place on the pillar won't go there. But a tiny dragon showed me how to bump things. And bumping an item is basically you put something on the floor without a placeable surface on top of it, something that is really low, and by placing it there you just place your item slightly above the ground, If you then place your pillar next to it and group select on it, you will be able to place it on your builder's block on the side of it. And the reason for this to work is that when you group select, the whole group will always center itself on the lowest item that you have. This will do something completely different when you do it like this. Since then your builder's floor is the same height as your tool. So always use a bumper for cases like this. Like I mentioned before, you can also place items underneath any kind of builder's block. So for this I'm going to place my table underneath this builder's crate. So I use the group select function just for convenience reasons to place the builder's crate on my builder's pillar, and I do this to create more distance. This is also a neat trick that I learned from a tiny dragon, and his channel will be in the description. Then you place your shelf upside down, so the underside of your block shows up. And what you do then is just the same as with the wall. You place your tool on top of the table. You group select this time on the ceiling item, and you can place it just wherever you want on the underside of this block. And you can just place it now on the wall or on the building, just wherever you like. This far in this video I have only showed you how to place items at a 90 degrees angle on the side and the underside of a builder's block, but you can basically go at any angle. So I'm going to show you how this works. It also has two limitations which I'm going to mention. The first limitation is that you cannot rotate it while it is on the top of a block when you have rotated it on the side. It just won't let you do that, but it will go when you do it on the side, and you don't even need to rotate your block for it. You can just, with the group select function, rotate it at any angle and place it there. And the second limitation is if you try to do it at the other underside of a block, it won't let you rotate it, because this wall cabinet can rotate on its own normally, but your ceiling item won't. And the way this group select function works, whatever you aim for when you group select, it will take that properties that item has for the rest of your structure. So for the wall item this rotation works, but for the ceiling item it won't. This is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned a new thing from it. I also want to thank a tiny dragon for his work with the group select function, and I really want to thank the Lillian Games for discovering the one cup technique. All of what I showed you in this video is a build off of that one technique. So thank you for that. I'll see you next video. Bye.